In 1941, a group of young Thai men are enlisted into the army as new recruits, prompting everyone to have their photograph taken. Subsequently, they sneak down to the pier, where Mok charges them a few coins to allow them a glimpse inside a boat. It becomes apparent that a soldier is engaging in inappropriate behavior with a woman, leading his teammates to spy on him and become involved themselves. Soon, the captain arrives and reprimands Mok for his little enterprise. He orders Mok to exercise, while he storms into the boat to chastise the others as well. However, instead of heeding the captain's words, Mok and his friend ensnare the captain with a net, and the team makes their escape. The captain, moving swiftly, positions himself on the road to intercept them, subsequently punishing them by making them exercise on the beach for several hours. The young men eventually find themselves playing in the waves. Meanwhile, Mok's brother Mek discovers that his girlfriend Pen is expecting a child. Overjoyed by the news, he produces a ring to propose, and Pen accepts. Their moment is disrupted by a frantic fisherman who leaps from his boat to inform Mek that he has spotted enemy ships approaching. Shortly thereafter, the Thai military leaders convene with a Japanese delegation to discuss negotiations. Dr. Kaito articulates Japan's intention to expand into India and China, indicating that Thailand will serve as their operational base. He highlights that the Thai government has consented to pay war reparations and provide supplies. Kaito also presents a video demonstrating their experimental biological weapon, showcasing a man writhing in agony for several moments before his visage transforms into something monstrous. Japan is reluctant to engage in conflict with its allies, but will resort to using this weapon if Thailand fails to comply. The Thai commander consents to cede their base to Japan, but insists that he must at least feign resistance. Following this, the troops are placed on high alert, and the young soldiers are instructed to prepare for battle. However, Mok opts to return home instead. The captain visits Mok's mother, Tarn, informing her that all soldiers are required to report for duty. Tarn has already lost her husband to the war and is desperate not to lose her children too, so she argues with the captain to buy time while Mok sneaks out the back. Once Mok reaches the woods, he encounters Mek, who chastises him for being a coward and constantly fleeing from his issues. Mok sarcastically salutes him, stating he won't stick around to be slaughtered, reminding Mek that he never wanted to be a soldier like the rest of the family. When Mek reveals he's going to be an uncle, Mok suggests they escape together, but Mek declines, wanting to protect his loved ones. After Mek departs, Mok faces his internal conflict. On the beach, Thai troops are being mercilessly slaughtered by the Japanese army, with bodies falling everywhere and staining the sea red. Mok returns and quickly reunites with his teammates, who are terrified and seeking refuge. The captain shouts at them, trying to rally them to fight, but a bullet abruptly takes his life. As the battle begins to wane, Mok persuades his team to flee. Nearby, a Japanese box washes up on the shore. Suddenly, it bursts open and a zombie crawls out. Later, in the woods, the young soldiers continue to run, but something is swiftly moving through the trees, attacking the men one by one. After a frantic escape, Mok realizes he is the last soldier remaining. To make matters worse, he steps into a swamp and begins to sink slowly. Within moments, his entire body is submerged underwater. At that moment, a soldier reaches into the water and pulls Mak out. After taking a deep breath, Mak looks up and is horrified to find that he has been rescued by a zombie. In fact, all his teammates are surrounding the swamp, revealing that they have all transformed. In the office, the Thai military leaders and Kaito are listening to the news, confirming that the Thai government has requested a ceasefire and is currently negotiating with Japan. Moments later, a patrol team arrives in the forest and discovers bones hanging from a vine. Suddenly, this vine begins to shake, and the noise alerts the zombies, who emerge from their hiding spots to attack. The patrol immediately opens fire, and the zombies are taken down. After several minutes of shooting randomly, the soldiers attempt to retrieve the bodies, only to find that the zombies have vanished. When they turn around, they realize that their leader is missing half of his head, with a zombie feeding on it. The remaining zombies soon return and quickly surround them in a surprise attack. At the base, a mother is desperately searching for her missing husband. Pan is there, working as a nurse, and comforts her by saying that the search teams will find everyone soon. The radio reports that negotiations were successful, and Japan and Thailand have formed a friendship, prompting Thai citizens to show support for the Japanese troops. Later on, Mek arrives in the forest searching for his brother, but only discovers scattered body parts and a dying fire. Suddenly, he hears a noise and follows it to a spike pit, where he spots a soldier at the bottom. Mek secures a rope around a tree and descends into the pit. The zombie attacks him immediately, prompting Mek to grab a spike for defense. After a fierce struggle, Mek manages to push the zombie back and impale its head, but the creature continues to move. Mek then seizes the rope and begins to climb out, but the zombie grabs his leg and pulls him down, causing him to accidentally drop his pocket watch. As he falls, Mek manages to grab a pipe from the dying fire. The sparks ignite the zombie, finally putting an end to it. However, one spark injures Mek's eye. On the beach, Mok awakens surrounded by more zombies and mangled bodies. As he observes a butterfly, he reflects on the events that transpired in the forest. It becomes clear that Mok was bitten and has turned into a zombie as well. The other zombies feasted, and a woman had her organs torn out while Mok attacked a little girl. In the present, Mok screams in frustration, realizing he has transformed into a monster. When Mek returns to the base, he informs his superiors about what he witnessed. Kaido, holding the now empty box, urgently asks Mek for the location. Then Kaido shows some videos to go over the previous research. His biological weapon is identified as a virus and was tested on 2 groups of animals. The survivors from Group 1 exhibited a high degree of strength, aggression, and effective combat behavior. They also displayed signs of cannibalism. In contrast, the survivors from Group 2 refrained from attacking, despite being stronger and faster. It appeared they possessed some level of self-control. In the forest, Malk observes the scattered body parts on the ground, but remains unresponsive. Near the pit, he discovers his brother's watch and picks it up. Inside, there's a photo of their parents that brings him to tears, but soon his sobbing escalates into a roar, prompting the other zombies to join in. Meanwhile, in the medical tents, Mek examines the patients in search of his brother, but finds no trace. A survivor overhears his conversation and informs him that he saw Mok earlier. Mek is eager to find out where, but his inquiries are cut short by his commander, who requests his presence at a meeting. In the main tent, a Japanese soldier faces reprimand for misplacing the box, leading him to cope with his shame by taking his own life with a knife. When the commander and Mek arrive, Kaido reveals that his biological weapon has escaped from the box and has the potential to turn others into zombies as well. The commander intends to report this incident, but Captain Nakamura prohibits it. He shares that he has a strategy to handle the situation discreetly and presents them with an official document from the Thai military leaders, compelling Mek and his commander to participate in the task force aimed at capturing all the zombies alive. In the forest, Mok observes the other zombies consuming any bodies they come across on the ground. He recalls pursuing the girl and devouring her mercilessly, which fills him with remorse. Mok grabs a gun and attempts to end his own life, but suddenly his body heats up and begins to excrete a peculiar liquid that ignites his hands. Just before his entire body can be consumed by flames, another zombie shoves him into the mud to extinguish the fire and covers him completely with mud as well. Meanwhile, Kaido continues to analyze the research. When a larger amount of the virus was injected, the outcome was favorable. They found that during moments of extreme stress or emotion, the specimens could spontaneously combust, leading Kaido to understand that fire is the zombie's vulnerability. As the virus was tested on humans, it started to evolve. A few hours later, Mok awakens in a cave where all the zombies are also stirring from their slumber. Pack leader Nabu brings an animal for dinner, and they roar at him in desperation, but Nabu roars even louder, forcing them to submit. After Nabu departs, the zombies rush to devour the animal. Mok trails Nabu and discovers him in a corner of the cave, weeping as he gazes at photos of his wife and the poem she wrote for him. This prompts Mok to look at his parents' picture once more, recalling the day the captain visited his home to recruit Mek. Mek was thrilled that his brother would be leaving because it meant he could have his bed, and he sang a crude song about Mek meeting his end on the battlefield, which the others found distasteful. In the present, Mek weeps and recognizes the same sorrow in Nabu's howling. When Nabu exits the cave, Mak follows him and finds the pictures in the water. Nabu stands in the river, staring blankly ahead as he hallucinates the ghost of his wife. She expresses her love through words and recites a poem, causing Nabu significant grief and stress. After expressing his frustration with a yell, Nabu's body turns to ashes, which then touch a plant, causing it to bloom. Meanwhile, the other zombies are feasting on a large animal, yet their hunger persists. One of them manages to articulate that Japan is responsible for their condition, suggesting they should consume humans for revenge. In the forest, the task force discovers a scene of carnage. Blood, flesh, and limbs are scattered everywhere, prompting them to follow the path of devastation in search of the zombies. Upon hearing a noise nearby, Nakamura instructs his team to conceal themselves. He then draws a knife to draw some blood. The scent immediately attracts a zombie, which approaches Nakamura. However, before it can attack, a soldier shoots it with a harpoon to capture it. At the base, the captured zombie is confined in a cage. The soldiers pour hot water on him, and Mek voices his discontent, deeming it torture. He believes it would be more humane to kill the creature, but Kaido insists on capturing all the zombies alive for research purposes. At that moment, the zombie pulls the harpoon from his body and rattles the cage bars, prompting a soldier to shoot him multiple times. The zombie suffers greatly but refuses to die. Soon after, a civilian is brought in, and the zombie instantly recognizes him as his father. They both weep for one another as the father demands to know what has happened to his son. Suddenly, Nakamura stabs the father in the head, leading the zombie to have a breakdown. Mek, overwhelmed, loses his composure, prompting his commander to pull him away and remind him that they no longer have authority. Then Nakamura orders his men to spray poison gas on the zombie, who continues to cry and reach out for his father. An enraged Mek leaps onto Nakamura and punches him, forcing the commander to pull him back once more. Nakamura directs his sword at them and instructs the commander to handle his men. The commander, with reluctance, tells Mek that he is now off the mission and must return home. At that moment, the zombie breaks free from its cage and escapes. The soldiers stand in disbelief as the creature begins to devour its own father. When Mok arrives back at the cave, he discovers the zombies reminiscing about their former lives. They all once had aspirations for their futures, but those dreams were cast aside when they were compelled to enlist in the army. One of them confesses that he had a desire to sing, and he starts sharing a song, prompting everyone to join in. Suddenly, they realize that one of their own is missing, and they decide to search for him. In a nearby village, the locals are performing a special ritual to ward off the evil beings. Before long, the zombies encircle the village and begin to feast on the inhabitants. A mother and her daughter are horrified to recognize that one of the monsters is their cherished husband and father. Meanwhile, Pen is riding her bicycle home, but has to stop to repair her light. Out of nowhere, she spots something moving and screams, startled to see just a pair of legs. At home, Tarn is praying for her son's safe return, unaware that Mok is nearing the house. When a picture falls from the wall, she interprets it as a bad sign and shuts the window. Later, she steps outside for a smoke and is unexpectedly startled by Mek, who advises her to stay indoors. He also reassures her that his brother is likely still alive, prompting Tarn to thank him for the uplifting news with a hug. Mok overhears everything and weeps as he realizes he cannot reunite with them, prompting him to leave. Just then, Pen arrives and shares what she witnessed. Mek quickly pulls out a gun and hands it to Tarn, instructing her to shoot anything unusual and to set it ablaze if it continues to move. In the forest, a monk is meditating behind a veil. A zombie attempts to approach him, and the monk instantly recognizes him as his son, prompting him to begin praying. The zombie kneels and prays as well before departing. Nearby, a zombie is pursuing a mother and her child. When the girl trips, the zombie catches up to them but hesitates upon recognizing his daughter. At that moment, the commander and his right-hand man arrive, and the soldier prepares to shoot, but the commander halts him. The zombie calls out his daughter's name and tries to communicate, leading the girl to touch his face and weep for her injured father. Just as the zombie reaches out to touch her head, the task force appears. The mother pulls the girl away just before the soldiers fire their harpoon, but they miss and accidentally kill both the woman and the child instead. Soon after, more zombies arrive, prompting the soldiers to open fire. The commander identifies them as his men and decides to fight for them by shooting at the Japanese soldiers. Sadly, his right-hand man is killed immediately. When the commander is shot as well, he spots Mok among the zombies and urges him to flee before he succumbs. Mok clutches the commander's body and weeps for his loss. At that moment, Mek arrives and witnesses the zombies devouring the task force, with one creature even tearing out a soldier's entire rib cage. Then he realizes that Mok has transformed into a monster, prompting him to shoot him in the shoulder. Before he starts to run, Mok utters his brother's name, yet Mek shoots him again. A desperate Mok continues to plead, but Mek fires a third shot, sending his brother tumbling off a cliff. Mek falls too, crying out in sorrow, feeling remorse for what he has done. Suddenly, Mok reappears and attacks him. Moments later, Mek awakens to find that he has also become a zombie. Meanwhile, at the base, Kaido informs Nakamura Jr. that his father's plan to keep the zombies alive poses too great a risk. While Kaido shows a video illustrating the impact of the zombie ash on the environment, Nakamura Jr. accuses him of betrayal. Kaido responds that he would prefer to be labeled a traitor than allow the zombies to harm more people. The next morning, all the surviving civilians, including Pan, Tarn, and the monk, are escorted to a safe house. The Japanese soldiers present photographs of the young Thai recruits, claiming they have located their bodies and need identification. All the civilians break down upon seeing their sons' faces displayed on the board. After placing a zombie in a box, Nakamura informs a Thai commander that they must eliminate all the civilians to prevent any witnesses. The official narrative will state they were victims of war. The commander protests, but Nakamura reveals that both governments have already consented to this. In the cave, Mok encounters several zombies devouring a person he recognizes as an old friend. He shouts at them, and the zombies retaliate by attacking him, leading to a fierce battle. When Mek sees his brother being overpowered, he rushes to assist him, revealing his newfound incredible strength. He swiftly defeats the entire group and roars in anger, forcing them to kneel in submission. At that moment, another zombie enters the cave, explaining that he was captured and tortured, but managed to escape. He also reveals that their parents are on the verge of execution. Mok believes it's a trap designed to draw them out, but Mek is determined not to leave his family behind and once again calls his brother a coward. In the forest, a soldier is leading the civilians under the pretense of prayer, while Nakamura and his troops observe from their concealed position. Nakamura Jr. attempts to engage his father in conversation, but his efforts go unnoticed. Soon, the zombies appear, and the civilians are overwhelmed with despair as they witness the transformation of their sons. Nakamura then commands his men to open fire, resulting in the civilians being shot down one by one. They fall lifeless to the ground. The zombies rush to embrace their dying relatives, weeping in sorrow. Mok holds tightly to his mother while Mek mourns over Pen. After a moment of indecision, Mek chooses to bite his girlfriend, saving her by turning her into a zombie. At that instant, Nakamura activates a mechanism that causes a concealed cage to rise from beneath a pile of leaves, ensnaring all the zombies. As a soldier secures the cage, Mek bites his mother as well, but it's too late for her to transform. Another zombie attacks the soldier at the lock, forcing him to retreat to his team. Within moments, the soldier becomes a zombie and attempts to assault the rest of the task force. Nakamura swiftly draws his sword and slashes the soldier's neck, taking him down. The zombies continue to thrash against the cage in rage, and with Mek's strength, the lock eventually breaks. The zombies burst forth to assault the task force, quickly creating a horde of new creatures from the bitten Japanese men. A terrified Nakamura hurls 2 grenades, and the explosion takes out a few zombies, but the majority manage to escape. Meanwhile, in the forest, Pen is acclimating to her new existence as a zombie. Mek reveals that he has pilfered a sword from a fallen soldier and declares his desire for revenge, his eyes turning black. He delivers a rallying speech to inspire the other zombies to join him, but Mok grows anxious when his brother suggests they need to create more zombies for their ranks, as he believes that others shouldn't have to endure the same suffering they have. Another zombie expresses his frustration, mentioning that he lost his brother in the explosion, suggesting that this quest for revenge will only lead to more fatalities. Mek seizes the sword to punish him, but Pen intervenes as a shield and ends up getting killed. Mok cries out in sorrow, but Mek remains unresponsive. He simply eliminates the other zombie and claims he has a strategy. The following morning, Mok awakens, reflecting on his family and all the chaotic events of the past few days, overwhelmed by a flood of emotions. Out of nowhere, he perceives a vision of his family, and his body begins to disintegrate into ash. Yet, when he recalls his brother calling him a coward for not fighting for anything, he transforms back into a zombie. At the base, Nakamura storms into Kaito's tent and shoots him in the head. He then rummages through Kaito's notes and discovers that zombies are vulnerable to fire, prompting him to instruct his men to retrieve the flamethrower. Shortly after, Nakamura and his troops pursue a few zombies through the forest. The chase ultimately leads them to a cave, where they are astonished to find thousands of fireflies. Suddenly, all the insects vanish, and the zombies take advantage of the darkness to launch an attack. The soldiers quickly open fire, but their bullets fail to take down the zombies, allowing them to advance and begin biting the members of the task force one by one. When one soldier activates the flamethrower, the zombies are compelled to flee, leading to yet another chase. The task force discovers zombies feasting on one of their comrades, prompting them to open fire once more while seeking refuge in a narrow passage. The zombies pursue them, and one by one, the Japanese soldiers are mercilessly killed. The sole survivor is Nakamura, who exits the passage and runs until he tumbles into a puddle. He swiftly covers himself in mud and presses against the wall, ensuring that when the zombies search for him, they overlook him and continue on their way. Nakamura then begins to move cautiously, plotting a surprise attack. However, a firefly appears and reveals his location, causing the zombies to return for him. Nakamura attempts to activate the flamethrower, but the mud has blocked it. As the zombies bite him, the fallen Japanese soldiers begin to transform. Before long, Nakamura succumbs to the same fate. Meanwhile, Mok arrives and spots the flamethrower lying on the ground. When the Thai zombies attempt to exit the cave, they find Mok standing in their way. Mok cries out for his brother and his teammates, which stirs Mek's memories. His eyes return to normal, and he salutes Mok, who then uses the flamethrower to ignite them all. Nakamura and the task force reach the entrance just as they finish transforming. Mek and his men immediately leap onto them to spread the flames, ensuring that everyone perishes together. After recalling his friends one last time, Mok jumps in to embrace his fate as well. Don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications so you can catch more videos like this. Thank you for watching.